Everybody's entitled to life. Everybody's entitled to a good life.
Wow. Gee whiz. What? Did you see what?
Dirty Lenny is going on soon. Dirty Lenny, the pornographer. You know, I like to do that because it's classic illustration in the eye of the beholder. Because I watch the people, when I get a lot of rejection, I assume that there's a lot of Jews out here who don't know what I'm doing, think I'm trying to hit them. Or perhaps there's a lot of quasi-Catholics, missionary-trained Catholics, who have no concept of Catholicism and think that Catholics worship statues and symbols. It's not the case. They were hassling, understand this, a mime group were doing their act in the park, and they didn't have a certificate, and they got busted. And some freedom of speech issue. Well, I think they missed one point. They were doing their act in front of the Catholic Church. And, see, on stage, in other words, a stripper in a burlesque house on stage goes, "Here it is, boys, da-da-da," it's cool. But let her do that in the public park on the way home, and her ass is in jail. And the reason for that is that the people in the park didn't ask for that. In other words, you can yell fire in a crowded theater if you're on stage, but don't do it off stage. The theater is make-believe. That's where it's at. And I figured out after 4 years why I got arrested so many times. See what happened. It's been a comedy of errors. Here's how it happened. I do my act at perhaps 11 o'clock at night. Little do I know that 11 a.m. the next morning, before the grand jury somewhere, is another guy doing my act who's introduced as Lenny Bruce in substance. Here he is, Lenny Bruce in substance. A peace officer who is trained to recognize clear and present dangers, not make-believe, does the act. The grand jury watches him work, and they go, "That stinks." But I get busted. And the irony is that I have to go to court and defend his act. Because he can only defend the complaint. And the judge, who never heard of Lenny Bruce, is going, "No, now hear Lenny Bruce." 6 weeks before the peace officer gets the assignment. And, see, well, this relates to the headline that I saw in the Chronicle and also the LA paper. It says, "The Negroes versus the cops." It's about time that the people got hip to something, how the system works in our country, what the cop's position is, and what your position is. You see, if you can reduce the whole community to 100 people, the early tribe, the first law is religious law. We all had a simple rule. Okay, the rule, we sleep in area A. We eat in area B, we throw garbage in area C. All agreed, all agreed. Solid. Go to sleep, guy wakes up, gets a face full of garbage. Hey, what the hell's the deal here? I thought it was A, B, and C. Tell all you people having a big party. I'm all alone, I'm sleeping, I got a face full of garbage. Well, it's a religious holiday. No, not religion, it's your ass. Oh, well, that's not too good a rule. And this guy started the first guy separating the church and the state. Because in the democracy, the rule has no mercy to it. It's just a rule. It stays constant. It's okay, here's the rule now. A, B, and C, and we're going to enforce the rule because we got to get some sleep. Now we'll hire a cop. Policeman, here's your gig. If anybody throws any garbage on us while we're sleeping, you throw their ass right in the shithouse. They live with this garbage, you understand? All right, you take the gig, you do it. So the cop said, what about if it's a guy's aunt? Well, you don't understand. Aunt your ass. We want to get some sleep. Anybody's aunt, mother, brother gets thrown right in the shithouse. That's it. The rule is consistent. Now the other guy goes, okay, that's the rule, but I tell you what, policeman, don't kick their ass, throw them in the garbage, but I don't do it when I'm around, okay? I'll go in the next room. But if they do it, throw them right in the garbage and keep them there. You see, I can't do it because I'm too nice a guy. And you see, you got to have a certain mentality to do that to people. So I'll wait in the back room and you kick their ass. All right, good. So what happens, the rule gets bigger and bigger, and it goes, okay, nobody on the post office steps, that's the rule. Okay, nobody in the street, that's the rule. Rule, hire the cop. Now, up in Harlem, there's 9,000 people wailing their ass off, sticks and stones. They get a cop with a short-sleeved shirt on and a stick in his hand. And people yelling Gestapo at him. Gestapo, you schmuck, I'm the mailman. What do you want from me? Now, here's what goes down. I want to show you this. This is the criminal court, City of New York, Part 2B, County of New York, the people of the state of New York versus Lenny Bruce and Howard L. Solomon, defendants. Okay, and Ella Solomon. For the honorable judges and blah, 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 and this term. Okay, now, find information filed on April 3rd, 1964, the defendants, Lenny Bruce and Howard L. Solomon, were charged in 2 separate counts, giving an indecent performance in violation of Section 1148 of the Penal Law of New York. Now, that's the grand jury. That was the first bust. That's when the cop did the act for the grand jury, and they said it stunk, and I got busted. The performances, and then a similar violation on April 7th. Beginning of the trial, motions were made to dismiss the information on the ground that Section 1148 of the Penal Law is unconstitutional. At the end of the trial, these motions were renewed, blah, 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 and 2 out of 3. 3 judges, no jury trial, 1 judge dissenting. All 3 performances of the defendant Lenny Bruce were obscene, indecent, immoral, and impure within the meaning of Section 1148 of the Penal Law. While no tape is available as to the first performance, this monologue, according to the testimony, was essentially the same as the second and third performances. In the latter 2 performances, words such as ass, balls, cocksucker, cunt, fuck, motherfucker, piss, shit, and tits were used about 100 times in utter obscenity. Okay, here's how this happens. Now don't forget, the peace officer is given the gig. He's given the job. Okay, you're going to do Lenny Bruce's act in 6 weeks. I'm not a comedian. What kind of job? That's it. Well, what kind of direction? Do I go to school, a training program? No, what kind of script do I get? You don't get no script. You get a paper and pencil, steal as act. Go ahead. You got the gig. Now, he's a poor cop. He's waiting in the audience, right? He's going to write the act down. Shit, what do you say? Now you missed 50 words. Now, it takes, with the frame of reference to spelling, it would take, to transcribe a tape, about 36 hours. And then they have to always come back to me, the people. Now the cop's going to do the act. Before the judge who never heard of Lenny Bruce before. Now the cop is nervous. I'm not going to get any laughs now. Let's see, I got the one bit, I remember that bit, okay. All right, officer. Well, the suspect entered the platform 11 o'clock, blah, blah, blah. I don't remember the whole act, Your Honor, but I've made these notes, all right. So the doctrine of revived recollection, you refresh yourself, look at the notes. Okay. Let's see now, Catholic, asshole, shit, let's see, in the park, and the tits and shit, and Catholics, and the Jews, and shit. That's about all I remember. It's, that's about the general tenor of the act. Those are the words that were used. Is that all of it? No, Your Honor. But he used those words again. Yeah, you said shit a lot of times. And okay, now that's not bad enough for the judge. But Dorothy Kilgallen and an Episcopalian priest who saw the show are telling the judge it was wonderful. You had to see it. The judge is saying, you had to see assholes? Shit, I don't understand what these... He can't figure these